What's going on, everybody? How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in to Yukon Phil. Happy to see everybody. And let's get rolling here. Today, we have a debate. A debate bigger than chocolate or peanut butter. Bigger than black or white. A debate so volatile could shake the entire toy community in its entirety. This is the stuff. This is like Civil War. This is like brother against brother kind of stuff we're going to be talking about here today. Yes, it's overly dramatic, but at times on Facebook and Instagram and all your other social media sites, it feels like a brother versus brother kind of situation that we have here. So let's get down to it. Let's get down to our combatants, if you will, in this nice little A versus B. In one corner, we have Star Wars Black Series. In the other corner, we have Star Wars, the Vintage Collection. A timeless battle between the recipients of each of these fine collections on which is actually better. Black Series, Vintage Collection. So what we're going to do, we're going to run down a couple of categories that I've outlined here, and we're going to determine which is better. No, we're not. It's a freaking personal preference, to be honest with you. We're not going to solve this mystery, I guess. It's which do you like better. I'm going to lay out some thoughts, some ideas, which is better. You wonder why I keep looking down, I'm looking down at my notes, honestly. I don't have this memorized. I'm not that freaking organized. Well, we're just going to get down to it. 5 categories. We're going to kind of rate which is the winner in each one. Go from there. Category number 1. Packaging. Should say packaging right there if I edited this video correctly. Packaging. Let's take a look at our first one. Star Wars The Black Series. Had pretty good packaging. We've gone through a lot of changes with Star Wars The Black Series. There's one example. Let me put you up with a newer example. This is what we're looking at today. We're not going to go into what's in the future because I'm not going to get angry in this video. But this is kind of what we've got, what we're used to seeing, what we're used to dealing with. A really pretty solid packaging. I think this is probably the best that Black Series has had to offer with us. You all remember the orange line, the blue line, and so on. So there's our packaging. Pretty solid, but I got to tell you what. The Vintage Collection. This is where it's at, people. I love this card back. And I know this is one of the things that draws people to the Vintage Collection are these card backs. You can kind of tell how much I love them just by looking behind me, which you see every single time I do a video. These things are awesome. I love these card backs. There's some card backs. There's some figures I have on my wall I bought specifically for the card backs, not for the figure. So Vintage Collection, Star Wars Black Series. For me, Vintage Collection is the winner. There you go. Got to go with the Vintage Collection. Absolutely fantastic packaging. Category number 2, price. Should say price right there. If it doesn't, I suck at editing. Price. Okay, so we've gone through some changes with both of these lines. Let's start with Black Series. The Black Series came out 2013. We started at $19.99. Okay, since then we've gone to $22.99 and we've gone to $24.99, and in some cases with exclusives $26.99, $27.99, $28.99 for one basic figure. Rough. We've gone up quite a bit. But if you remember back to 2010, the inception of the Vintage Collection, we were at $7.99. Most Vintage Collection figures now are at $14.99. That is nearly a 100% increase on Vintage Collection. Still a 3 3/4 inch figure as well. So we're dealing with 6 inch, 3 3/4 inch. For me, where's the value? Is the value more in a smaller figure that's $14.99 or a larger figure that's $24.99? I'm going to go with a tie on this one, guys. I think both price points suck. I don't think either is worth each price point. And I kind of shrug and shiver and get mad about both price points. Ignore the $18 here. This is from a comic shop. So this is going to be a draw. I can't say one is better than the other when it comes to this category. All right, there you go. Category number 3. Good one. Good one. This is something that if you follow me at all, you know I'm very big on this. And that's value. Value. Which offers the most value? And please keep in mind with this specific category, we're going to be looking at everything. We're going to be looking at the deluxe, the basics, that sort of thing, because Vintage Collection offers basics too. So what's got the more value? Okay, so we look at this Black Series figure right here. Comes with 2 weapons. Pretty solid. Not the best. Obviously, you've all seen one that has 1 weapon, missing a cloak. All Jedi. For me, all Jedi should come with a cloak. That's bar none. There's no reason it shouldn't. So, value, if you're getting an action figure that's 6 inches with 2 weapons, I think that's pretty decent value. If you're getting an action figure like this, that's got one little stupid gold thing, that's the plans of the Death Star, by the way. I do know what that is. There's no value here. So really, it's kind of a hit and miss with Black Series. Vintage Collection. Same kind of deal. We've got 2 accessories, but Vintage Collection is more known to include hands. If it's a lightsaber, it'll include the ignited lightsaber and the hilt, as well as we can take the Anakin Skywalker that just got released, and you can see him right back over there. He comes with the cloak. He's not missing the cloak like the Black Series is. So value-wise, I think we're going to give it to Vintage Collection because, from my experience, you're getting more for your money in terms of accessories, and usually their articulation is just up to par, only in a smaller scale, as its Black Series counterpart. So, if we're keeping score right now, Vintage Collection is up 2-0 with 1 draw. So there you go. All right, next, availability. Availability, okay. How hard is it to find these figures? How hard is it to find Black Series? Well, up until about 6 months ago, it was a bitch to find Black Series. It's still, I live in Oklahoma, as many of you know. I get figures pretty late. Anybody who's in the Northeast or in California, you guys see them first, and they kind of come in on the in the U.S. like that way. So I see a lot of my figures pretty late. Every once in a while, I'll get lucky and find them. These figures right here, there was a long period of time I only got my figures through online. I have had better luck finding figures lately. The availability right now is pretty good for Black Series. Not bad. You can usually find what you need if you're consistent with your hunting and that sort of thing. So availability, I'm going to mark it as good for right now, especially if you're Lando Calrissian. Availability for Vintage Collection, I got to tell you, with the new wave of Vintage Collection, with all the Obi-Wan, the Vader, the Reva, the Anakin, Super Commando, I have found way more of that wave than I have the Black Series wave that had a lot of the same characters. Found way more Vintage Collection in droves, to be honest with you, even at Walmart, where I never find anything. So there you go. I mean, Vintage Collection's kind of kicking some ass right now, y'all. Vintage Collection, for me, in my area, and in what I'm seeing right now at this time, Vintage Collection is more plentiful and easier to find. Vintage Collection wins again, guys. All right, the last category is going to be a big category because this is the options category. What I mean by options is, what can I do with these figures? Do I have play sets? Do I have vehicles? Do I have beasts? Do I have any ability to make a really cool looking scene in the Star Wars universe? What comes with it? How far can I go with this? This is going to be a slaughter, to be honest with you. Black Series, these are 6-inch figures. It's impossible to make an AT-AT, a Millennium Falcon, an AT-ST. You know, we've gotten a snow speeder. We've gotten some speeder bikes. We've gotten Enfys Nest speeder. We've gotten smaller vehicles other than the snow speeder. So your options are really limited The reason I collect Black Series, and I'm sure the reason a lot of you collect Black Series, is for the figure. You like the design of the figure, you like the way the figure moves, and that sort of thing. You're not going to get a lot when it comes, you're not going to get play sets. You're going to get very little in vehicles. You're going to get those half-ass centerpieces that failed miserably. You can sell those for 10 bucks. So Black Series, if you're in Black Series, you're in it for the figures. Vintage collection is a completely different beast. If you're in vintage collection, not only can you get all the vehicles from previous lines, Legacy, Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones, Saga, all those, these are compatible with those vehicles, but vintage collection offers many play sets. I have the Tainted 4 play set right behind me. Many vehicles, hundreds of vehicles, many beasts, Jabba the Hutt, Rancor, all that sort of thing. So your options are so much more with vintage collection. So take that what it's for, but vintage collection wins again. And if we're keeping score, vintage collection wins for me, my opinion, 4-0 with one draw in these 5 categories. So which is better? You guys tell me. What are your opinions? What do you think is better in terms of these 2 great Star Wars lines? I got to tell you, vintage collection has really caught up to Black Series. Let me show you a couple of loose samples real quick. And what I mean, Dark Trooper, brand new figure, looks really good. This figure possesses a lot. This is vintage collection Mandalorian. This figure possesses a lot of the same articulation as this figure does. It's smaller, but they have packed a lot into this figure for it being so small. The articulation is fantastic. It looks great. Let's get a good look at him. Not to say this doesn't, but this, again, this is a $34 figure. This is a $14 figure. Actually, it was $12.99 when he first came out. So where's the value, guys? You tell me. That's enough of me rambling on about what I think about this. I do these kind of videos to get your thoughts, your opinions. Let's not fight about this. I think, if I had my preference, I love both lines. I'm not happy with the tactics that are going on between the company that makes them right now. But if I have to pick one, and I will take vintage collection. I have actually thought about selling all of my Black Series to get more into vintage collection. So there you go. Vintage collection is the winner for me. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for coming by. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm going to be kicking out more videos. And let's not fight about this, everybody. Let's be cool. And I'll see you guys again real soon. Remember, as I announced yesterday, Yakking with Yukon live stream world premiere is October 2nd, 9 p.m. I'm just going to say it now. My first guest, an awesome human being, Ed from Rebels, Reptiles, and Games. That is official. And I can't wait to get it going. Ed's one of my best friends in all of YouTube, so can't wait to do it. You guys have a good one. See you real soon later.